Uh-oh. All right, what's going on, everyone? What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome to Call Me Now. I am your host. I am your Proposal Pro coach here on this Saturday morning. I am your Proposal Pro coach here on this Saturday morning, waiting for you to call in to ask all your governmental contracting questions. If you're just joining me and this is your first time joining me, it's okay because this is my first time doing it on this StreamYard. So we in this together. But I am on here today because I am allowing you guys to call me now, to ask questions, call me live. If you are on any of my social medias, you can go to the description below. The number is there. If you are on TikTok or Instagram, go to my link tree. My number is there. You can call me now. I am answering all your governmental contracting questions. For those of you, it's 10 days. 10 days, you guys, into the new year. And it is time for a change. For some of you okay with being in the same position that you were last year. If you're doing good, cool. But I want to introduce something new to you where you can come in, live the life you want to live, make the money that you couldn't even dream of making, and get started in government contracting. Because surprisingly, and I wasn't aware of this, surprisingly, a lot of people don't know about governmental contracting. A lot of people don't know about government contracting. They're like, what is that? And me being in this industry, I feel like everybody know about it. I feel like the whole world knows about it. Everybody is in governmental contracting, but that's not true. Some people never even heard of it. So as you guys call in, I'm going to answer your questions. And once again, if you're following me on Instagram or TikTok, go to my link in my bio. The number is there. I'm not going to be on here the whole time, but I'll still be taking calls from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. But you can call me now. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, just go to the description and the phone number is there. And I will be taking calls right now. You can come in, you can ask your questions, maybe that nobody has ever asked or nobody has ever answered, I should say. And I will answer to the best of my ability. Remember, I've only been in this game about 2.5, going on 3 years. Okay, so I know a lot, but I don't know it all. So I want to help you guys get situated in your governmental contracting game. Once again, if you're just joining me, it is Call Me Now Live. I do this most Saturdays. If you're on my email list, you will get an email. You can actually go ahead and call me right now to ask your governmental contract questions. Now, for those of you who's joining me, you're like, what is this girl doing? Talk about Call Me Now or Call Me Live. I am a federal concierge. That is a name that I termed because if you think about what a concierge is, we provide goods and services for the federal government concierge provides goods and services in general. You and your boo want to go on a horseback riding over a lake and do some fishing. Guess what? You're going to go to the concierge and guess what? They're going to hook it up for you, right? So as I'm in the government contracting space, I was like, well, the government wants XYZ, this and that. I don't like the term government contractor. It's ugly. It's big. It's bulky. I like concierge. You see how that flows? Concierge. So I call myself a federal concierge. And just FYI, y'all, if y'all hear anybody that calls themselves a federal concierge, they got it from me because I made it up. Okay? But I don't care. You can use the term. Just don't try to, because I do have trademark rights. Okay. Anyway, so if you had a question, guys, go ahead on the screen. If you follow me on YouTube or Facebook, hopefully my Instagram feed can read this, but if not, I'm sorry. This is my first time using the StreamYard. Go ahead and dial the number and call me now. Ask all your governmental contracting questions. That is what I'm here for today. And I'll be here from 1 to 3. Now, I'm not going to be filming live from 1 to 3, but I will be here answering questions 1 to 3. Okay. If you don't get through, just hang up, call back in 2-3 minutes. You watching me live, so you'll see the phone call. And then try to call back. If I don't answer, just leave a message. I'll check the messages and I'll respond to your question. And guys, once again, almost every Saturday, when I'm available, I do this Call Me Now. So if you got questions, you're working on something, you need help, this is what I'm here for. I want you guys to utilize me because, baby, let me tell you something, okay? I'm trying to make millionaires out of everybody. I'm trying to help people come up this year. 2025 has passed and gone. We didn't reflected on 2025 and we wishing like, dang, I should have did this. Man, I should have did that. But you didn't. But guess what? The beauty about life is you always get chances to do it again. So here I am. I am here ready to help you answer all your governmental contractor questions. So go ahead, call the number below. If we get in the calls, we'll see. Like I said, I'm here from 1 to 3 regardless. But if you don't want to call, you can go ahead and type in the comments on YouTube, and I'll answer it based on them. But give me a call. I'm here. Talk to me. I'm not going to bite you. Maybe. I'm not gonna bite you, okay? So for those of you just watching me and y'all like, what is government contracting? Let me explain to you exactly what government contracting is, okay? Government contracting, a government contractor, is a person or a company. Well, actually it's a company because the government don't work with people. They work with people, but they work with entities, okay? People is inside the entities. You gotta have an entity. So government contracting is people or businesses who provide goods and services to the federal government. Now you're probably like, okay, that sounds boring. Well, it could be boring, but the point is the government requires things to be done every single day, every single month, every single year, every single everything, okay? And for some reason, the government don't do it themselves. They don't do it themselves. So what they do is they have a budget. That budget is for small businesses, large businesses, whatever type of businesses that is out in the U.S. that could provide those services. Because you would think the government have government workers. Why they don't just get the government workers to do what they need to do? I don't know, but I don't care because I benefit from being a government contractor, aka Federal Concierge. So government contractors provide goods and services to the federal government. Now, when I say goods and services, y'all, I mean everything. Okay, let me stretch a little because I'm about to list some of the things. Come on, microphone. I'm about to list some of the things the government asks for, and y'all may be surprised. And if you want to put in the comments what you think the government asks for, if you want to put in the comments what you hoping the government asks for, I'll let you know if I've seen it or not. But I've seen a lot of stuff, and I've seen some weird stuff too. I'm gonna tell y'all about it. Okay, once again, if you're just joining me, you can call me now. If you're on one of the social media platforms, go to the link in my bio. Go to the in my link tree is the phone number to call me now and ask me any government or contracting questions that you have. Okay, so things the government asks for. So we all know what a government contractor is. We all know what a federal concierge is. I provide goods and services to the federal government, period, point blank. It don't matter what they want. I got it. Okay? I'll tell you about how I go about doing that in a second, but let me tell you some of the things that the government actually asks for. Of course, the basics: lawn, hair, HVAC services, janitorial work, landscaping, construction, all the boring stuff, the normal, regular stuff that, anybody asks for. But then we get into little intricate things like different type of products. I need seeds. I want sheds. I want horse trainers, and I need bodyguards, and I need doctors, and I need lawyers, and I need nurses, I need counselors, I need accountants, and I need security at parks. I need park personnel. That's basic. I haven't even gotten to the weird stuff, okay? But that's basic. I'm telling you, it is hard for me to actually explain what they need because anything you think of, even hairdressers, barbers, people to teach how to do the hair in prisons. They ask for that too. People that teach about suicide watch, people that teach just teaching. I'm trying to think of other things. Products. I've had seeds, I've had sheds, I've had tents, I've seen like clothes, sheets, bedding, hospital stuff. Like y'all, as y'all can see, I'm getting tied up because there's so much stuff. Okay, let me get into weird stuff because I want to get into weird stuff. I have seen the government ask for cadavers. A cadaver. Do y'all know what a cadaver is? Y'all know what a cadaver is. It's a body. That's okay. They've asked for that now. What they gonna do with a cadaver? I don't know. But they've asked for cadavers. I've seen body parts. I've seen I've seen things that shouldn't even exist. But I've seen services for spaceships. It says spaceship, yo. It says spaceship. Carpet removal for a spaceship. Why? First of all, why you got a carpet in a spaceship to begin with? That's weird. But it says spaceship. And then they be asking stuff for weather equipment, y'all. I think the government controls the weather. For real. I ain't gonna do a lie. But weather equipment. And the weirdest thing, deer sperm. What the hell is the government needing with deer sperm? I don't know. Somebody had a theory they're trying to clone things. I don't know. But my point is the government asks for any and everything. So if you have a business, you think that you can't be of a service to the federal government, guess what? You're wrong because they ask for everything. But besides what you do for your business, that's not how we do as a federal concierge. So let me explain to you how, as a federal concierge, I provide goods and services to the federal government. Now, a government contractor is just a person who may use their business to provide a good or service that they already are doing. But as a federal concierge, I provide goods and services that anybody is doing. Now you're gonna be like, well, how you gonna do that? You don't know how to do HVAC, you don't know how to do landscaping, you can't build no house. Guess what? You absolutely right. Guys, before I continue, if you're just joining me, today is Call Me Now Live. If you got a governmental contracting question and you want to ask or you haven't gotten an answer, go to the link in my bio, or if you're watching me on YouTube, go to the description. Call me now. You can call me and speak to me live. I will answer your question on live if you got a question and if you ain't scared. Y'all be scared sometimes. I don't know why, but whatever. Okay, back to what I was saying. So that's how I provide goods and services. I do everything as a federal concierge. Now, I don't do the actual work. I ain't doing no actual work. What I actually do is I partner with smaller businesses in the area to provide the good or service. Think of it like this. You ever heard of a secret shopper, right? A secret shopper is, or not even a secret shopper, a personal shopper. A personal shopper goes around to different stores and shops for their client, right? The government is my client. And whatever they need, whatever they want, I will get for them. Not because I have it. Not because it's stored in storage somewhere or I got some warehouse over there. It's because I, as a federal concierge, am partnering with other companies to provide the good and service. Now, before you be like, well, why would the companies partner with you? Guess what? That's how the world works. I am the person that's the connection to the government. I am calling on behalf of the government to get a service. The company is looking at me as the client. So if I say, hey, I need XYZ done at this location, they're going to give me a quote because I am the client. They will provide the service to the address that I provided to them. Plain and simple. Now, I will say some businesses don't like doing that, don't like being a third man, but a lot of businesses do because they get to work on a federal contract. They know the money good, okay? Especially if you're a good federal concierge. Don't be out there cheating people and stealing people money. Don't do that, okay? But they know that the money is good and it's consistent, and they don't have to deal with the paperwork. Plain and simple. Easy peasy chicken greasy. I'm telling you, being a federal concierge is the best thing I have ever done in my life. So that's what I do. So no matter what the government asks for, I'm going to provide it. Now, there are some things, you might be thinking this, I will not provide to the federal government just because I just don't want to deal with it. One, weapons, I'm not doing that. I don't want to be looking up that online. I don't want to see how I go find it. I don't want to do that. I just don't want to deal with it. Chemical things that the Army uses. Y'all know what that is. I don't want to deal with that either because I fear that I will be searching how to find XYZ and then I'll be put on some type of list. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with that. But anything else, pretty much, is fair game. Okay. So once again, guys, if you have questions about what a government contracting is, how you get started, where do you go, what you should search, guess what? I'm live right now. Call me now. The number's in the link tree in the bio if you're on TikTok or Instagram. And the number is in the description if you're on YouTube or Facebook. You can literally call me now. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. My bad. If you was calling, my bad. I had it on Do Not Disturb. My fault. Now you can call me. Look, y'all, this is my first time doing it live like this, okay? So forgive me. I was like, why nobody calling? Okay, phone lines are now open. I'm sorry, guys. Phone lines are now open. You can call me now and leave a message or get through. I know somebody just called me. I apologize. I wasn't aware that the phone was on Do Not Disturb. My fault. But it's on now. Go ahead and call me again, and I will be here to answer your questions. I'm so sorry. Okay, guys. So once again, if you're just joining me, you can call me now, ask me live questions about government contracting. And also, if you're not available to call, send me a text. I will answer the text as well. I answer all messages every Friday and when I go live on Saturdays. So if it's during the week and you got a question, you want to know something, just text me or call me, leave a message. I will respond either that Friday or in Saturday. Okay, so let's see. We got a question. Hey, Miss Con Connects. My name is Mark from Virginia. Couple of questions. I know that you really don't need certifications, but do they really help with your contract proposals? Which one or two should I go for? First and foremost, great question, Mark. I'm going to get right back to you. I got a call. So let's get into this question. Hi, you're on the line with your Proposal Pro Coach. How can I help you? What questions you got for me?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
This is Cheryl.
Cheryl, hey.
What's AI? Cheryl.
What you got?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
You sound like a computer.
I do? Oh.
Yeah, you sound like a computer. Listen, I'm working on this solicitation, and I'm having trouble finding people that actually cover this because it's a mowing service.
Okay.
Right? And they mostly deal with residential and smaller commercial properties. And this thing is 73 acres. They have three areas. One is 73 acres, the other one is 72, and the last one is 17 point.
Okay. Okay, so you're working on a solicitation, and you say you can't find anybody to cover the acreage. Because when you said mowing, I was like, wait, there's a bunch of mowing people you can find, but you can't find anybody to cover the acreage. Is that what the that's too much for them? Okay, this is a dilemma that comes up with people, and I always tell my students or people, you guys got to think outside the box. So for those of you watching, Miss Cheryl asked, she has a solicitation about mowing. She has a bunch of acres. How many acres is it? So 714, like let's just say like up to 100, over 150 acres. We're just gonna say that she can't find one person to service. So when you do that, you have two choices. One, if you can't find anybody to service and you called a bunch of people and they're like, no, that's too much, you can actually say, okay, you know what? I can't find nobody. I'm just going to drop this and move on to the next one. And why can you do that, Miss Cheryl? Oh, yeah, because there's so many other solicitations out go with. You don't have to get stuck on one. But listen, I know we fall in love with these solicitations. You're like, oh, I can see it. I want to do it. So then you gotta start thinking outside the box. And when you start thinking outside the box, you gotta start breaking down your solicitation. Okay, 74 acres. This person said they only could do how many acres? Did they ask you how many they could do? I mean, did they tell you how many they could do? Okay, so although this will kind of get a little hectic on your part, but that's what you're paying the government for anyway. What you can do is you can actually find maybe two or three of them and say, hey, you only can do 30 acres. Can you do 30 acres of this? Find another company to say, hey, you can only do 50 acres. Can you do 50 acres of this? And then find another company to say, hey, you can only do XYZ acres. Can you do XYZ acres of this? That way you have three subcontractors. Now, like I said, the management part might get a little hectic or confusing, but guess what? That's what you paying the government for. You ain't doing nothing else. You ain't doing the work. So, it's okay for you to actually do work. So you can split up, all right, right, because we don't always do work, right? But you can split up the acreage amongst different subcontractors. Right. Once again, you are getting paid to do that. Most of the time when we do a solicitation, like all my solicitations, um, hold on, guys, on YouTube, can you, if you can't hear me, please let me know because I've been talking this whole time and y'all haven't said anything. So just let me know if you can hear me on YouTube. But when you do a solicitation and you win a contract, most of the times we just kind of just submit invoices and sending out emails or whatever. We're not actually doing anything that requires us to go, up and down, up and down. Right. Um, the thing is, that's what you're getting paid for. So if it's a little complicated, guess what? You're gonna charge the government $1,000 a month to do it anyway. So don't do it. So the government doesn't care how you get the work done. They just want you to get the work done. Okay, they don't care. So that's what I highly recommend you do. If you really, or you can do the first thing and say, hey, I'm just gonna go search somewhere else because there's thousands of solicitations every single day. So whatever, you can do that. So it's up to you. All right. Well, thank you for calling in. You're my first caller. So thank you for calling in. All right. I'll talk to you soon. All right, guys. As you can see, that was a pretty situation. Most people don't know how to go about if a contractor or subcontractor does not do all of the work. What should you do? Should you just give up, or should you, what are you to do? My thing is two choices. You can actually say, hey, to hell with this one. I'm gonna go find something else because there's thousands of solicitation posters every day on SAM.gov. It don't matter if I only do one. Or think outside the box. Go find 2-3 other subcontractors to do the work and split it up. Once again, guys, that's what you're getting paid for. And guess what? You can charge the government anything you want because that's what you want to get paid to manage the contract. Okay. All right, guys, let me answer this question from, where is it? From Mark from Virginia. Okay, first, before I get into that, I don't know how to share my sound with, this is a new program that I'm using. So if y'all can't hear the questions on YouTube or Facebook, I'm sorry. I thought y'all could. Don't worry, I'm gonna get better at this. I'll just repeat the question and then I'll just go over it. Unless somebody can tell me how to share my sound, then I can do it. Other than that, then we'll just have to go with that. But okay, Mark from Virginia asks, do I really need a certification to help me win contract proposals? And if so, which one should I get? Great question, Mark. A lot of people always ask this. And my answer is no, you do not really need certifications to win contracts. Okay. Now, having a certification is good. Think about it like this. A certification puts you in a small bidding area, but it also limits the amount of solicitations you can bid on. So for example, if you're total small business, which everybody usually is, there are 10,000 solicitations. That's just a number that I'm throwing out there. There are 10,000 solicitations for you to bid on, Mark. 10,000, right? Versus if you're Indian known, right? A certification. Yes, you are going to be in a smaller pool of people, but guess what? Now you only have maybe 2 or 3 solicitations to bid on. That's Indian owned. You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference. So do you want to have a large, option base? Or do you want to have an teeny, bitty option base? Yeah, you only got maybe 25 people bidding versus 120,000, but that 120,000 people bidding is spread across 100,000 solicitations versus one solicitation that got 25 people in there. You see what I'm saying? So if you want to get a solicitation, if you want to get a certification, go for it. It's cool to have. Do you need it? No. 20 plus contracts, 0 certifications. I have none. As far as what certification to go and get, it just really depends on your situation. If you're a minority, you can do minority owned, Indian owned, veterans. If you're a veteran, you can definitely get that. And if you're a disabled veteran, you can definitely get that. But do you need it? No, you do not. Okay. So it's up to you. It's just really up to you. Okay. Your second question is, second question is, how do you get through to talking to people expect of getting bids? Wait, hold up. Look, y'all, when y'all write these questions, don't make me sound like I can't read, okay? Okay, second question is, how do you get through the talking to people aspect? Oh, okay, gotcha. How do you get through the talking to people aspect of getting bids? I think that's the nervous part of me trying to get those quotes. Mark, guess what? You are not alone. You're not alone. You know how many people get nervous trying to talk to subcontractors? Everybody. I've gotten nervous. My buddies got nervous. I know people have gotten nervous because it's like, oh my God, I'm calling for somebody else. It's not my job. So you fear they're going to ask you, is this for you? You're going to say no. And they're going to be like, well, why are you calling asking for somebody else? They don't do that. They don't care who the job is for. Okay, let me backtrack. They don't all care. Some people be nosy as hell and be like, who is for? How you get a government contract? How you find it? And I'll be like, look, can you do the job or not? I ain't got time to be answering all these questions. Do you ask other questions to other people who call you in? No, you do not. So why are you asking me questions? So once you decide that this solicitation that you're trying to get a quote for is for you, just in your head, not actual physically for you. But if you decide in your head, you know, I'm just calling for me. The government is asking for lawn care services. I'm going to, in my head, pretend that I need lawn care services. So I'm just going to pretend like I'm calling for me. You get much more comfortable, Mark. I promise you, you get much more comfortable in asking those questions and getting a quote when you think that, like, when you think like it's for you, like you're calling for your company, your business, or your home. People get nervous all the time talking to subcontractors because it's not the work that they're asking for is not them, or the work that they're asking for, you don't know nothing about. Guess what? You don't need to know anything about it. You really don't. You really don't. So, Mark, get out your head of thinking I am calling for the government and start thinking I'm calling for me, because technically you are calling for you because you will be the prime contractor of the contract, but the work is just being done at a different address. That makes sense? I hope that helped, Mark. Remember, you don't need certifications to win. It doesn't make you win faster. It doesn't make you, win better. You could win or you couldn't. You still got to bid. And just think the work is for me, not the government. And that should help you ease your nerve. Because whether y'all know it or not, y'all make calls all the time to people. You call Subway and ask them if they had a sale. You call Walmart to see if their eggs on sale. Y'all call people. We all call people all the time to ask them questions about how much something costs. You need a bundle? You call them to see if they got any sales, right? We do it anyway. It's just we do it for ourselves. It's like, it's nothing. But when we do it for somebody else, you get all nervous and stuff. So don't get nervous, Mark, okay? Just call, just assume it's for you, and just do it. Because that big could be the difference between you staying in the financial situation you are and you being like a millionaire or a thousandaire or 100,000aire or a $500,000, whatever the cost may be, okay? So I hope that answer. Guys, once again, I am here answering your government contracting questions. I was hoping that you guys could hear the questions on the YouTube and Facebook, but I don't think you can. I'll just repeat the questions that they ask. And I don't know if on TikTok you can hear me or hear the questions being asked, but I'll repeat the questions. So if you got a question about government contracting, call me now. I am here until 3 o'clock. Now, I'm not going to be on live till 3 because y'all know me. For those of you who know me, y'all know my live got to be popping. Y'all got to be participating. And if not, I'll be gone. But I'm here until 3 o'clock to answer your questions. So call me now so I can answer your governmental contracting questions. Okay, so for those of you who are just joining me, once again, the phone number is either on the screen if you're watching me live from YouTube, or in the description, and in my link tree if you're watching me from TikTok or Instagram. So go to the link tree, call me now. Let's get your question answered. Also, I want to talk about how do you get started. So people, now we know what government contracting is. And I wasn't even aware that people didn't know. I feel like I had a debate with my friend. I was like, I feel like everybody and their mama know about government contracting. And he was like, no, I don't think so. I don't think it's saturated yet. I don't know. I feel like it is because I'm in this space, but maybe not. I don't know. What do you guys think? Put in the comments. What do you think? Have you heard of government contracting? Do you think it's saturated, or do you think there's still room for everybody? because there's still room. I just feel like everybody and their mama know about it. But if you don't, that's why I'm here. So how do you get into government contracting? How do you actually get to partner with the government? Because I call it partnering. I don't work for the government. They can't tell me what to do. I mean, they can ask me of a service, but they can't tell me what to do. Okay? How do you get to partnering? There are 3 things, guys, 3 things that you need to do in order to become a federal concierge and start working with the federal government. 1, you have to develop a business. Remember early on, I said that you cannot work with the government as an individual. Government works with entities only. Okay. The government works with the entities only. So that means you have to have some type of business. Now, for those of you who be like, I don't have no business. I ain't got no money. I ain't got this. I ain't got that. Guess what? You don't need that. Because you can either open up an LLC or a sole proprietorship. But y'all all know a sole proprietorship is absolutely free. You want to start a business? Start a sole proprietorship. Yes, we recommend LLCs, please. But if you don't have an LLC, don't use that as an excuse not to get started. Open up a sole proprietorship. And then once you get some money coming in, then you can transfer to an LLC. Not transfer. You can open up an LLC and then register to that in SAM.gov. And then, start bidding under that LLC. So everybody needs a business. Everybody got a business? Anybody got businesses? Everybody got businesses? Cool. That's the first step. Look, you one third through. Second step, you got to set yourself up as a business. So you got to have an EIN. For those of you who are like, DUNS number. Do I need a DUNS number? The government does not ask for DUNS numbers anymore. You don't need a DUNS number. Now, for credit card purposes, not credit card purposes, for credit score, like your business credit score purposes, yeah, go ahead and get a DUNS number. Although I don't think that works anyway because my credit score ain't go up. Anyway, neither here or there. You get a DUNS number for that, okay, if you want to. But as far as needing it to bid on solicitations or being eligible, no more DUNS number, guys. No more DUNS numbers, okay? Get your EIN, get your business bank account, get it set up. One thing I will say when you're setting up your business, guys, and this stops a lot of people, don't use a virtual address. Hold on, let me get a little sip of water. Don't use a virtual address. For some reason, SAM.gov does not like virtual addresses. So I recommend, highly recommend you just using either, if you have a storefront, you can use that address. If you have a building for your business, you can use that address, or just use your house address. And before you be like, I don't want nobody knowing my house address, I'm going to say this with love, guys. And I say this all the time. But ain't nobody checking for you. Ain't nobody checking for you. Nobody don't care about you and your address. Nobody ain't searching you up. So the government is not, look, y'all know how internet people work. Y'all know how the government works. If they want to find you, they're going to find you. So just use your house address and call it a day because you're going to be doing most of your work at your house anyway. So register yourself properly as a business. And then the third thing that you need to do is then register yourself in SAM.gov. Register your company in SAM.gov. That's the only way that you're eligible to win awards is when you register yourself in SAM.gov. That's it. Those are the 3 steps to getting started as a federal concierge. A federal concierge that provides goods and services to the federal government that will allow you as an individual to be financially secure. The average contract is at least 5 or 6 figures. At least, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on for a second. Okay, never mind. It's at least 5 or 6 figures. The minimum. Now, what you make is different. That just depends on how much money you put on top. And guess what? You can put whatever you want on top because you're charging the government to provide a service. So you charge just like the subcontractor charges. Okay? So, financial freedom for you and your family. The ability, and this is my favorite one, the ability to have time freedom. That's my favorite. Time freedom is important to me. I don't know how important it is to y'all, but time freedom is important to me. I can travel. I can pick up and go. Y'all, let me tell you the things that I've done since I've been in government contracting. I've gone to Dubai. That was my first time ever going out the country. Really, my first vacation ever in all the years that I've been living, which is kind of sad. But anyway, I'm happy. I've been to Dubai. I've been to Maldives. I just came from Bali. I'm getting ready to go to Istanbul. And then, I don't know where we're going this year, but it's going to be somewhere out the country. And not only was I able to go to those places because of government contracting, I was able to fly in style. Now, I'm not a PG person. I want to try a PG. And for those of y'all, PG is private jet. But I just like business class better. I think business class is better. So I've been able to fly business class to those places every time. And y'all, I'm going to tell you, once you go business class, you don't go back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. Okay. So I've been going to those places every year since I've started. I have that time freedom. I don't need to ask anybody, hey, can I take off? I don't need to do any of that because I have the freedom to do what I want to do because I'm a federal concierge and I don't do any of the physical work. All right? That's some of the benefits. And generational wealth. The money you can make being a federal concierge is ridiculous. It's not even an amount that I could say that you realistically can make. There is no limit to how much money you can make as a federal contractor, as a federal concierge. I promise. Okay. Once again, guys, I'm here answering all your questions. If you got questions, please go to the link in my bio. Call me now. Don't be afraid to ask me a question because I do see the comments. But I want y'all to call in. Now, if you can't call in because you at work, definitely do not go in the bathroom and make a phone call. Don't do that. Because I know y'all be doing that sometimes. Text me. You can text me your question and I will answer. I answer all questions every Friday when it's not Saturday. I answer all questions to you when you message me every Friday. And then I go live and answer questions as well. All right? But call me now. Let's get talking. Let's get you popping. I want you to be where you want to be by the end of this year. Okay. All right. And my last thing before I get off of the live, but I will still be taking calls until 3:00, is why you should get into government contracting. Why you should become a federal concierge. I kind of just explained some of the reasons why or some of the benefits that I've gotten, but let me explain to you why I think you should become a federal concierge. And I know it's something new. Y'all probably like, well, it's something new. I mean, I'm happy with my job. I got my insurance. I'm comfortable. Is life meant to be comfortable or lived? I feel like people who are comfortable in life, they're not living. You only doing things that feel right. And I'm not talking about illegal stuff. So don't even try to go there with me. I'm not talking about illegal stuff. I'm talking about stuff that's wrong. I'm just talking about in general things. Deep down inside of your head, you got things that you want to do that you like, man, I'll never be able to do that. Or man, I'm afraid to do that. You got to live life. And as a federal concierge, getting into this game allows you to do that. It allows you to spend time with your family and still get paid. Y'all, do y'all know that in 2025, I took 3 months off. I did no contracting. I did nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I built an entire 32 by 20 foot deck that I now probably got carpal tunnel because of. I spent 3 months doing absolutely nothing and was able to build an entire deck. That's time you can't even get with a regular job. I spent outside, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day outside working on my deck because I wanted to. I ain't saying you gotta do that, but because I wanted to. It's 2026. And with the way this administration going and how the world is going, and I'm in Texas and it be 85 degrees outside, it's January. Like, where's the winter? It's weird. We don't know how long we're gonna be here. I'm just saying it. And would you rather you living life to your fullest or worrying about, where your next paycheck is come from or how much money you get on your next paycheck so you can pay your bills? Being a federal concierge gives you the freedom to free all of that up and not even have to worry about thinking about that. I promise you. I'm For those of you who know me, y'all know how I am financially. I call it mindfully expensive. This allows you that freedom. And I want all y'all to be free. I want all y'all to be free. For real, for real. So getting into government contracting, the good thing is you don't have to quit your day job. You don't have to quit your day job or your night job. You can literally bid one solicitation or submit one proposal a week until you win that big one. And guess what? It only takes one to actually change your life. Like life-changing money. Like 2 to 5 years, I ain't got to do nothing else but live off of this paycheck. You can do that. You can absolutely do that with one. So, and you can keep your benefits. You can keep your insurance. You can keep this. You can keep that. You can keep it all. Everything. If you get into doing this. So if you're fear, like, I don't want to lose my job yet. I don't want to walk away from my job. You don't have to, boo. You don't have to. But the idea of having that financial freedom, time freedom, and generational wealth, like that you should be running to figure out how to get started. Okay. Once again, guys, I'm here till 3:00 and I'm about to jump off live, but call me, talk to me. If you can't talk, text me. I'll still respond, but call me now. I'm here waiting to talk to you, to answer all your contracting questions, the ones that I can answer. Go to the link in my bio and go get the phone number. Or if you're watching me from YouTube or Facebook, the phone number is scrolling on the screen right now. And we have a call in. Now, remember, you guys can't hear me, but I'm going to say the question. What's going on? You're on the phone with the Proposal Pro Coach. What questions you got? DLA. Okay, first and foremost, what's your name? Janice. How you doing? Okay, have I done any DLA parts contracts? So I have not done DLA contracts before. And the reason why is because the website to sign up to look at the DLA contracts is is crazy. So I haven't actually signed up to it yet to get the DLA contracts, DIBS contracts, but I will eventually this year. But I have not done any DLA contracts yet. What you working on? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So for those watching, Denise is asking, I have a DLA contract or working on a solicitation. They're asking for a sample, like they want a sample part to see what it looks like, something like a sample, right? Right. And she's like, well, why am I doing that if I'm getting the parts from who you asking me for? Like, that's stupid. So sometimes the government, they do things we don't know why they do. We all know that. And sometimes I guess they just want samples so that they can physically or do they want you to mail it to them, or how are they asking for the samples? What are they asking for? So what, to come and bring it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, I believe it. The government be asking for some ridiculous things and be like, why? So this is what I recommend. Yeah, well, they don't a lot of times. This is what I recommend you do. What I recommend you do, one is if it states in the solicitation that they require samples, then that's what they want. Um, I would also recommend you contacting the contract officer. Have you built a relationship with them? Because that's very important. Wait, wait. You said you called one, not the one that you're working on, but you've called a subcontractor, I mean, a contract officer one time before. I got you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, they do that. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. So you talk to the person or they didn't know. Okay. And that happens sometimes. So that's what I was gonna recommend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, yeah, I get it. So this is what I do. If you can't get a sample of the product, what I would do is still just submit it. Just submit it because a lot of the times these contract officers they be writing these solicitations, they write them up and they don't even know what's in them. They don't even know how to answer the questions. They don't even know that like things that was in the last solicitation is in there and it has nothing to do with the solicitation, right? And if they don't give you a proper answer to the questions, which they do a lot of times, what I would do is hopefully that was an email chain and not just a call. I was saying call them to talk to them so maybe you can get a little bit more information. But anytime you call, always follow up with an email and follow up with their answer. Or you said you didn't blah blah blah. That way, if something's wrong, you can be like, well, she said blah 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 blah. And you know what? Well, guess what? Guess what? You got evidence that you emailed them, so you're in a good position. I know, I know it's hard to like not get the answer. But what I would do is if you can't get a sample, like talk to your subcontractor. If you can't get a sample to send to them, just submit it anyway. Because if you can't get a sample, then probably other people can't get samples either. And what they're gonna do, just cancel the whole contract? They could, but more than likely, probably not. So you still in the game instead of not submitting because somebody gave you some half-ass answer and you're like, well, I'm just not gonna submit it. And then somebody who submitted, who didn't give them a product, I mean a sample has won. And you're gonna be like, dang it, I should have submitted. So submit anyway. Always have a paper trail when you're talking to contract officers, and then always call a contract officer to get clarification. That's what they're there for. Awesome. Well, thank you for calling in, Denise. And got any more questions? I'll be here not every Saturday, but I'll be here on Saturdays when I'm live. Come on in, come ask your questions. All right. Have a wonderful day. All right. All right, guys. So, with that being said, I'm going to end this live. Once again, I am still going to be answering questions. So, feel free to call in, get your questions asked. If anything government contracting relating, I am here to answer your questions. I will be here until 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Once again, guys, every I ain't gonna say every Saturday. On Saturdays, I go live for you guys to ask me questions about government contracting, the questions that I can answer. I'm an expert of 2.5 years, not of 89 years. So I will answer what I can, and what I can't, I will direct you in the right direction. So call me on Saturdays to ask your questions. If you cannot call, you can always text me. I respond to every text message every Friday. And you can leave a voicemail as well. I will respond in my live to the voicemail or respond back to you on Friday via a text. Okay? So with that being said, thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I really enjoyed this. Next time, I'll figure out how to get the phone to be through the computer so y'all can hear the questions. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow me on my channels, because I will be doing this throughout the year, because I'm trying to make millionaires, y'all. Anybody want to be a millionaire? Anybody want to be a millionaire? I'm trying to make millionaires. So I hope this helped, guys. I will talk to you later soon enough. Thank you, TikTok, for watching. Guys, remember, y'all can message me too. The link in the bio. Don't be scared to message me, y'all. Don't be scared to call me, because I'm not going to bite. Maybe. All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful day, and I will be here until 3 o'clock. See you later.